Alright you guys, welcome back to another video on Fight Post JMMA, and today we're going to be talking about Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach this Saturday at the Barclays Center, I believe, in New York. It might be in the DMV. I'm not sure. I know they switched venues, but I want to talk about this fight in particular. I mean, obviously it's coming up soon, so I want to talk about it, but in terms of what's next for Tank, what's next for Lamont, I think this is a really pivotal fight, in my opinion. So on my Discord, a lot of people been saying that they actually think Lamont might pull off the upset. I could see it. I honestly could see Lamont Roach like pulling it off. He's not a terrible fighter per se. I mean, he knocked out the same guy that Tank knocked out Hector Luis Garcia. He's a champion. Obviously, we all know he lost to Jamel Herring. Now the fight wasn't a complete wipeout, but he did lose by decision to Jamel, and then after Shakur went in and did what he did to capture the title. But I think Lamont Roach is a live dog. I think he's game, bro. He's really game. Great boxing skill. He's not the most technical, but he's willing to get in Tank's chest and throw something. He's willing to stand in the fire and throw. Now, would that be a good idea versus Tank? I don't think so, but I think this is gonna go pretty similar to how the Frank Martin fight went, to where he's gonna get a lot. I mean, this is every Tank fight, but he's gonna get a lot of these earlier rounds, but it's gonna be heated exchanges. A lot of these exchanges are gonna be heated. He's not gonna be gliding the ropes like Frank was, and I just think with Tank, he's eventually going to wear down Lamont. Now, Lamont, if you watch a lot of his fights, it really depends. He either gets better as the rounds go on, or he slows down. In the Jamel Herring fight, he kind of slowed down a bit. So that's probably what Tank is looking at. You look at the Frank Martin fight, he pretty much did that. Really just beat up on his body. And then once he couldn't move as well as he was moving in those earlier rounds, caught him with the uppercut, left hand, done, knocked out finito. I think with Tank, this fight, he's gonna have to get him out of here early. I really do believe that. I don't want to see another fight to where he's losing these earlier rounds and then he just knocks someone out. Tank is too skilled for that, in my opinion. I'm not saying he doesn't have to be patient, but you got a guy who's fighting at a smaller weight class. You probably are gonna have him on a rehydration clause because Lamont, from what he says, he rehydrates to a big weight, and Tank is natural 130 pound to 135 or so. Same thing, same difference. So I expect him to do the same thing he did with Ryan Garcia in the rehydration. Wouldn't surprise me if he did. But I think with this fight, I just don't see how Tank loses, to be quite honest. I mean, I can see Lamont Roach winning, but let's be honest, I don't see how Gervonta Davis loses this fight. He has the power. He has the cardio. That's something that I think is really underrated with Tank. You never really see him like get tired per se. A lot of times he does get flustered, and when he gets flustered, he usually just puts his head. I saw someone on TikTok talk about this, so shout out to you. He like puts his head down, like when Ryan Garcia had him flustered, just puts his head down, clinches, or just tries to throw back, which again we're gonna talk about later in this video. And outside of that, the dude he's just a great boxer, but his cardio is something that's really ever mentioned. And when you got somebody that's a dog like Lamont Roach, I think that's gonna kind of get tested a little bit. We're gonna see if he can, stand in there. I think he can, in my opinion. If you ask me personally, Tank needs like a round 6 knockout. It has to be extremely similar to the Hector Luis Garcia fight. I just don't think Lamont Roach has the power coming up to really keep Tank from like respecting his power. I just don't see it. Or he doesn't really have the boxing from a technical standpoint like a Shakur Stevenson or a Lomachenko, to where Tank is gonna have to respect him. I just don't see it. I see Tank just walking all over this dude, to be quite honest. I do. Now that we got that out of the way, Tank has said that he's gonna call someone out in this fight. If you personally ask me, he is going to call out Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn is on a high streak. Keyshawn has a belt. He's going to call out Keyshawn. Lomachenko is all but retired. He's pretty much Loma's retired. He's not coming out of retirement. I don't know what they're gonna do with that belt he has. He's retired though. That's like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, he's retired. Maybe he calls out Loma. Who knows? I think the next fight him is a Keyshawn Davis. He said that he plans on doing it. And with Keyshawn, you know, he just beat the other Ukrainian. He dog walked him. I was not expecting that happen that early. I expect him to do it, but not that early. I just think with Tank, he's gonna take the road less traveled. You know, I just think with Tank, he's not gonna take the road less traveled. I'm gonna be honest. No, Shakur is the boogeyman at 135. I'm putting that out there now. People can say he doesn't have power. People can say, you know, talk whatever they want to say about Shakur. One thing they can't say, that boy ain't a great boxer. That boy is damn good. And if you hear the saying goes, you heard it a lot with the Deontay Wilder, you gotta stay perfect for 12 rounds versus a guy with that type of power. And the same thing applies to Tank. You gotta stay perfect for 12 if you're gonna fight the way Shakur fights. And I think he can. Shakur is the epitome of that. You know, given his hand injuries and everything, we'll see how that goes. But I don't think he'll go after Shakur. That's not a fight that he wants. I think he goes after Keyshawn, tries to get a second belt, and then possibly tries to get a couple more big fights and then retires. He probably goes after Shakur after Keyshawn. Who knows? We'll see. But I don't see in any, not world, but I don't see any stretch of the imagination to where he calls out Shakur this Saturday. He's 1000% going after Keyshawn Davis. If he calls out Shakur, gotta clap it up for him. But I just don't see it. But anyways, y'all let me know down below in the comment section. What do you guys think about Roach and Tank Davis? I pretty much gave my prediction or breakdown of it. But I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Do you think Lamont Roach will win? Or do you think, like me, Tank Davis is going to knock him out? As always, give up a couple early rounds. Wear him out, knock him out. Clean cut, simple. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you guys stay up, stay blessed. It's been JMMA with Fight Post, and I'll see you in the next video.